Guichard opts for the Queen's Gambit declined against Bensdorpde Labaca in this French Top 16 Club Championship 2025 higher pool round to matchup. On d4. On d5. On c4 entered in Queen's Gambit declined. Threatening pawn takes d5. On e6 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Knight f3. Knight c6. Knight c3. Knight f6. Bishop g5. On takes c4. On e3. Threatening bishop takes c4. Knight a5 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Bishop takes c4. Knight takes c4. Queen a4 check. On c6. Bensdorpde Labaca is looking to play. Knight b6. Queen c2. Knight bd5. On e4. On h6. Bishop takes f6. Knight takes f6. King castled queenside. On b5. On e5 and dominate the board. Queen takes c4 played by Guichard. On h6. Threatening pawn takes g5. Bishop h4 played by Guichard. Queen b6. King castled kingside, it is novelty move. Queen takes b2. Rook a b1. Threatening rook takes b2. Queen a3 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. On e4. On g5. Threatening pawn takes h4. Bishop g3 played by Guichard. Bishop g7 do not rush. Can you find the strongest move for Guichard? Rook b3 is the right idea because Queen a5. Bishop d6. Bishop f8. Bishop takes f8. King takes f8. Knight e5. Guichard heading towards winning. Let's explore the main line. Bishop g7. Bishop e5 is not the best move played by Guichard. King castled kingside. Bishop takes f6. Bishop takes f6. On e5. Threatening pawn takes f6. Bishop g7 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Rook b3. Threatening rook takes a3. Queen e7 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Knight e4. Guichard intends to play Queen c1. Rook d8. Rook d1. On g4. On h3 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook d8 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. On h4. Threatening pawn takes g5. On takes h4 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Queen c1. Guichard is planning to play Queen f4. On c5. On takes c5. Rook d5. Rook e1 and establish a winning position. On b6 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Queen f4. Guichard wants to play Knight f6 check. King h8. Knight takes h4 and gain a significant edge. Bishop b7 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Knight f6 check. King f8. Knight takes h4. On c5. Threatening rook takes d4. On d5 played by Guichard. Guichard is preparing to play. Rook g3. Bishop takes f6. Pawn takes f6. Queen d6. Queen g4. King e8. Pawn takes e6 and dominate the board. Bishop takes d5 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Knight takes d5. Queen g5. Threatening rook takes d5. Knight f3 played by Guichard. Threatening knight takes g5. Queen takes f4 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Knight takes f4. Pawn c4. Threatening pawn takes b3. Rook b4 played by Guichard. Threatening rook takes c4. Rook a c8 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Rook c1. Threatening rook takes c4. Pawn c3 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. King f1. Rook c5. Rook b3. Rook c4 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Threatening rook takes f4. Pawn g3 played by Guichard. Rook dc8 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Knight d3. King e8. Knight fe1. Bishop f8. Knight c2. Rook 4 c6. Knight e3. Pawn a6. Pawn a4. Bishop e7. King e2. Pawn a5. Pawn f4. Bishop f8. King d1. Rook 8 c7. King c2. Bishop e7. Rook cb1. Guichard is planning to play. Rook takes b6. Bishop d8. Rook takes c6. Rook takes c6. Rook b8. King d7. Rook b3. Bishop b6 and dominate the board. Bishop b4 played by Bensdorpde Labaca. Knight takes b4. Pawn takes b4. Rook takes b4. Rook d7. Knight c4, a masterful performance by Guichard.